Test, test, test. Dave drinks his own pee. Test, test, test. Hey guys, Joe here at the store. It is Wednesday evening. Last time I talked to you guys, I had walked you through a trip to the storage unit and kind of what goes on behind the scenes at T&D as we prep for the coming Sunday. And I'm very glad we did that, guys, because it was so insanely busy that day that I wasn't able to film anything. And I left the store in a complete mess. We're here tonight. We are going to put everything away, tidy up, get all of the trades priced, and get things ready for Frank on Sunday morning. Here's kind of the mess that I left. So we were in the middle of pricing all of this, and then we have all of this down here, but we have all of this stuff all over here, piles of games on the counter and down below. We've got to get through these. We've got to test these systems. We've got to price things. So let's get to it. So making good progress on the trade here, guys. Got a lot of the high ticket stuff priced and ready to go. Dreamcast was tested, worked well. That one's ready to go. Lots of carts here ready to go. Some Wii and Wii U. For the PS3 down here, what we're going to do is we're going to take it over to the PS3 shelf that was just redone, and we're just going to price whatever we don't have a copy of, and the other copies will be put back into storage. So just started going through the trades and found a mystery game. We're gonna fire up a Game Boy Color and find out what this is. Hopefully it's something fun. And drum roll, what do we got? You can see my Video and Arcade Top 10 hoodie in the reflection there. And it is the Pokemon trading card game.
Introducing the Pokemon trading card game for Game Boy. You can learn all the secrets and strategies you'll need to become a true Pokemon master trainer.
Not bad for a mystery game. Can't go wrong with that. So we have got the custom version of the Pokemon trading card game. Nice custom label done by yours truly. All priced and ready to go. Come in and get it graded and you're sure to make millions. So just going through the trades, and I found something that I thought was interesting. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein for the Sega Genesis. Rated MA13, and it says a rental special. So is this one of those fabled rental only games that you could only get at a video store and not at traditional retail? Could Mary Shelley be the next Hagane? I've always found it interesting how rumors get started about those rental games. Rumor has it that Hagane was actually available at retail. I'm not sure. I wasn't around back then in the video game rental business. Maybe Mary Shelley will be the next rare one. Let's start the rumor here, guys. This is the worst. So to all you amateur video game hunters out there, always check inside the box and make sure the right game is there. Now, luckily, most of the games from this lot I did check. Anything really valuable was checked. However, I should have checked Burnout Revenge. Great PS2 game. Now, I wonder if some poor soul is going to open up NHL 06 and be really excited to play an NHL game and find a copy of Burnout Revenge there. Actually, maybe they're lucky. I'd rather have a copy of Burnout Revenge. That's for sure. Okay, guys, so to speed things up a little bit, we've got lots of PS3 games here. There's more than I thought. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly alphabetize those. The shelf over here was just alphabetized, so that will help me figure out what needs to go and what can stay a lot quicker. So let's give her. Okay, so now we've got these all nice and alphabetized back here. They are ready for their picture to be posted on our Facebook and our Instagram. Like, follow, subscribe, all that great stuff, obviously. And what we'll do is we'll price the ones that are new. We won't bother pricing the ones that are doubles because we're going to throw those in the doubles pile and bring those back to storage. Okay, guys, so we finally have everything that came in last Sunday arranged and ready to take pictures for our Facebook page and to throw up on Instagram. So just a quick overview of all the stuff that came in. So it was just a crazy busy day, unable to film anything. There were people here pretty much all day, which I actually like. If I'm going to work here all day on Sunday, I definitely want it to be busy. I love seeing everyone and selling games, buying, trading, talking about games. It makes the day go by a lot faster for me, and it's a lot more enjoyable. Normally when we get a collection, we can fit everything kind of here. We had to use the whole counter for this one, guys. So starting from the top, we got a copy of Frankenstein here. You heard it here first. This game will be as rare and as valuable as Hagane because it was a rental only. And we've got Suikoden for the PS1, complete in mint. Really happy to have that. Great game. Can't recommend it enough. And then over here, we've got some Dreamcast games and a complete Dreamcast that was pre-owned. So just so you know it's used, it does work well. Everything's in the box. Great system. And then we got a nice blue controller there. And Tokyo Extreme Racer 2, which is one of the harder to find games for the system. So happy to get that. Up here, we've got Fire Emblem for the 3DS, a few Switch games, notably Celeste, great game. And Final Fantasy IV, the complete collection. That's one of my favorite games of all time. So I could gush about that game for a whole video. And then here we got a nice Resident Evil 10th Anniversary collection. So that actually comes with these 3 games here, all in great shape, all complete. Don't have that, so nice to add that to our store. And then going down here, so we've got a Grandia 2 for the PS2, and then a bunch of games for the GameCube. So Eternal Darkness, and then some Metroid Primes, Paper Mario, a couple of sealed GameCube games, Resident Evils, sealed Sonic Mega Collection, and then we've got some Wii and Wii U, so some Just Dance games, some nice Wii U games, copy of Wheel of Fortune, which is apparently hard to find, so all you full set Wii U collectors, come grab that, and then a couple of collector's editions here. Limited run collector's edition. So Blazing Chrome and Ys Origin for the Nintendo Switch. And then we've got the PS4 games that I was sorting earlier. So again, lots of nice games here. Most of these are doubles from the 2 collections we just put in last week. But again, some of that is sold. So always nice to restock the PS3 section. You see Yakuza 3 there. That's one that's a new one. And hard to find, so happy to get that in. Another sealed Mario All-Stars for the Wii. Sealed! And then some nice Vita games highlighted by Gravity Rush. Great Vita game, Luminous, Rayman, Uncharted, Walking Dead. And a few PS4 games. Life is Strange Limited Edition, Death Stranding, that's the Steelbook Edition. Far Cry, and then we've got some sealed PS3 games, Afro Samurai, Dante's Inferno, Metal Gear Solid 4, and the collector's edition of Castlevania Lords of Shadow. And moving along, we got a GameCube console in, a Genesis Model 1, and then a few Xbox One games here. So a copy of Rainbow Islands in box. Box is a little rough, but still neat to get that in. Spy vs. Spy for the Game Boy Color, that is complete and in really good condition. And Breath of Fire 4. I'm a huge fan of the Breath of Fire series. This is the hardest game in the series to find. So really happy to get that in. It is a mint copy. Whoever grabs this will be really happy with it. And then moving along, we've got a few loose DS and 3DS games. And then moving on to the Game Boy. So we got Game & Watch Gallery 3. Mario Land 2, we were actually out of that game, so happy to get another copy in. You've got the Rare Joe custom label Pokemon trading card game. That is a 1 of 1. Guys, that's going to be worth something someday, so don't sleep on it. It's Mario Deluxe. Monster Rancher Explorer. That looks like a neat RPG monster hunting game. That one looks pretty cool. And Metroid Zero Mission. Can't go wrong with that. Bomberman Tournament. Monsters Inc. And then we got some 64 games in. Tony Hawk, Bomberman, Excitebike, Castlevania. Always happy to get 64 games in. Just a crazy day. This is the majority of what came in. Some of it I had already priced and put on the shelf, but this is all the notable stuff. So again, Really happy to get all this in. So now I'm going to get to work. I'm going to finish pricing what needs to get priced. I'm going to put things up on the shelf. And then we're going to do a recap of Sunday. There's a few stories I want to tell, a few things I want to talk about. Hey guys, so just pricing at the GameCube and putting it on the shelf, and I noticed this really cool thing with Fight Night Round 2, which I never knew. It includes, it looks like the ROM of Super Punch-Out. So I guess if you buy this, you can just play Super Punch-Out. Super Punch-Out is one of my favorite boxing games of all time. I actually like it better than Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. I know I'm in the minority there, but I love Super Punch-Out. I can actually finish the game. I can remember playing that in my stepbrother's room, and we actually had a VHS hooked up to his TV, and we recorded ourselves beating all of the last guys in the special circuit and completing the game. So really cool memory there. And yeah, come pick this up. It's got Super Punch-Out on it. Okay guys, so we got a lot of work done tonight. Everything was put in. Store is nice and clean, ready to go for Sunday. Just kind of wanted to recap last Sunday, as we just did not have time to film. It was just way too busy in the store. Again, love when it's busy, not complaining there, but would love to recap the day. So just a few stories I've got. Kind of a warning for you younger people out there. If you're going to send your parents to our store with a list of games, maybe warn them that some of the games on that list are pricey. So I had a dad come in. He was looking for games for his son. And one of the games he was looking for is Realm on the Super Nintendo, which is a pricier game. Dad was kind of surprised at an old video game being in the $100 price range. His son did have some cheaper options on there too, but that happens to Dave and I quite often, actually. Parents come in with lists, and it's like rare games or really expensive games, like a game like Suikoden 2 for the PS1, which is like a $300-$400 game. Parents will come in with a list with games like that, and they'll be shocked at the prices. So maybe prep your parents, kind of have a budget in mind before you do that. So I felt really bad for this guy, because I don't think he was planning on spending what he spent, but at the end of the day, he did get his son a really nice gift. So I'm hoping he likes it and everything goes well there. So we had a gentleman come in. I asked him how he was doing. I could tell he was in quite a bit of pain. He had a crutch under one of his arms, and he was favoring his knee. And so he explained to me that he had had knee surgery, and he was basically going to be laid up for about 6 months. So he went out and bought himself a PS5. Not much of a gamer, but was looking at our PS5 section, and we only have maybe 2-3 PS5 games in stock right now. Just don't get a lot of that yet. It's not old enough. However, I did let him know that you can play PS4 games on a PS5. And then he was really excited. He went through the PS4 section. He had his daughter with him. She picked out a few games. He picked out a few games. So he left really happy, and I just felt good knowing that we were able to get him some games and get him through this 6 months of rehab that he has ahead of him. So wish him luck. Hope he enjoys the games. Hope his knee's better. Hope to see him again. Hopefully he becomes a gamer and we see him again. That would be great. Another thing I love seeing are the cool t-shirts, hats, any cool retro style clothing. I'm a huge fan. You can see I've got my Reading Rainbow hat and my Video and Arcade Top 10 hoodie on. So I took the time to notice at one point in the store, there was a guy wearing a Dungeons and Dragons t-shirt. Someone had a Sailor Moon hoodie on, and then there was a lady beside me with a Little Mermaid purse. And this was all kind of just right over here in our little store. Just really cool. And then someone else was in, she had gotten the Princess Peach tattoo from the castle in Mario 64. So kind of like the stained glass with Peach in the middle. It looked really cool. Love seeing that, guys. Come see us. Wear your geeky, retro, pop culture type shirts, hats, whatever. Love seeing that, guys. So awesome. Just to recap some notable sales. So again, we were busy, so we did sell quite a bit. We sold a box Platinum GameCube, which was kind of cool. We don't sell a lot of box systems. Again, they are pricier due to the fact that most people throw out the cardboard. I know when I was a kid and I got anything, I didn't really care about the packaging. It was in the garbage, off to play with the thing. So we all think if we saved our cardboard when we were younger, we'd be rich, and it's true. But yeah, happy to help someone find a complete GameCube. We sold a ton of PS3 from the collection we put in, or the 2 collections, I should say. Sold a lot of Ratchet and Clank games, a lot of Transformers, lots of PS3 sold. So happy to sell stuff from a collection we just put in, especially after putting all of the work into it. A couple of loose discs, actually. I was a little skeptical when Dave hung the loose discs from the display cabinet. I didn't think it was gonna work, and lo and behold, we sold a loose copy of Silent Hill 2 and Silent Hill 3 from that display that he put up. So good work to Dave. And Joe was wrong, I guess. Dave was right. So let's memorialize that. Again, loose discs, great way to save some money. So those Silent Hill games are pretty pricey. Both of these people that bought them just wanted to play the game. So again, they were able to grab the disc at a discount and enjoy the game that way, save some money. Got to shout out Retro Mike again. He's kind of become one of our more prolific customers, and I must say he has excellent taste in games. So he completed his Dragon Warrior set on the NES. So he picked up Dragon Warrior 2, Dragon Warrior 3, and Dragon Warrior 4, all in one shot. So how do you top that? Well, he also picked up Shadow of the Ninja, Power Blade, and Journey to Silius, which are all just great games. He basically rated our display case and picked out pretty much all of the best games. And then to balance that out, he picked up a copy of Predator, which actually wouldn't be a terrible game if the controls were better. I actually had that game when I was a kid, so I have a bit of a soft spot for that. My parents were Arnold Schwarzenegger fans, so I received Predator for Christmas one year. And then I mentioned to him that I enjoyed playing Predator. It was a guilty pleasure of mine. And then I also mentioned that I was a huge fan of Total Recall, so the 2 Arnold games that came out first. I think there was Last Action Hero that came out as well, but I mentioned Total Recall, so he picked it up. So I hope he has fun with those. Total Recall is it's rough around the edges, but you can have some fun with it. And then his brother James, so I don't know if he has a nickname. I don't know, James, maybe we'll call you Retro James if you're cool with that. I was talking to him last week or the week before about Gayeres. I think that's how you pronounce it, Gayeres, for the Sega Genesis. It's a really cool shoot 'em up where it's kind of like Kirby, where you can actually steal your enemy's ability, and then you have that weapon basically until you steal another one. So I thought that was a cool game. I had mentioned to him, kind of go check that out. He came back, he picked that up. He picked up a few NES games. He picked up Jackal, which is one of the best NES games, especially like at $15-20. Can't go wrong with Jackal. Really fun to play with somebody else. Just wanted to recap some of the sales. That was a lot of fun. We had a busy day. Thank you again to everyone who showed up, again, bought, sold, traded, just came in to hang out and talk to us. Just love seeing you guys. So a question I have, now that we're talking about Predator and Total Recall, so those were guilty pleasure games of mine when I was younger. So what are some of your guilty pleasure games? What games are considered kind of crappy that you enjoyed? Just remember, every game is someone's favorite game, no matter how bad it is. So there's someone out there, Superman 64 is their favorite game. And unfortunately, we can't do anything about that. So love to hear, what are your guilty pleasure games? Give us a like, give us a sub, give us a comment. Let us know what your guilty pleasure games are. Could Mary Shelley be the next Hagane? And we held it upside down.